Hi everyone, this is Rosa Kelly. So today I have for you a new fun tutorial. We are going to be making these journals, so I hope that you can join me and we can make it together. So hi guys, today we are going to start a new project and I am hopefully going to be able to make it quick and easy. So what I have here for you is the new design collection by Dreamz Etc. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's all about lace and I started cutting it already, so that's why I have it clipped in here. So it is very romantic. I absolutely love all of it, Jennifer's designs. I'll do a quick look for you, but I'm also going to link the website where you can get all these amazing digitals. It is very vintage, very romantic. I just absolutely love it. So for this journal, I decided that I want to do a lace cover. So I found this beautiful lace on my stash. I bought it a long time ago, and I believe I got these at Joann's. And usually when I get laces, I get a big bundle like this. So these ones you buy by the jar, and yeah, so you know, the bigger the cut, the bigger the discount when you use your 40% off coupon. So I always grab quite a lot. Then I'm also going to be using some coffee dye paper. Now, I always have my coffee dye paper ready to go whenever, so I don't have to invest all the time every time I do a journal. So I probably won't use this much, but I do have a video tutorial on how I do my coffee paper, tea paper. So I will try to find that and link it on the description box below. I'm going to be using a cereal box. I love cereal boxes for covers of albums because it's very easy to stitch the signatures through this cardstock. I apologize, there's gonna be probably quite a lot of barking on this video. And I'm also going to be using this material that I discovered. I didn't discover it obviously, but it's new to me. I'll show you. I have to cut it, but it is this cushiony material that, you know, for the covers of your albums, and I love it. So I bought this on Amazon and I bought a gigantic amount, and so maybe I'll be, because you can only buy it on huge amounts apparently, I mean, but anyway, I'll be cutting some up and maybe I'll put it on my shop for sale. I'm not sure yet if I will have the time to do that, but that is optional. You don't have to use that. And so yeah, so let's get started here. I'm going to start by making my box flat and finding the connection of this box. So I'm just going to open it like this. Now cereals are very, you know, different on the size of the boxes, so anyone really will work, but I will tell you that mine side piece measures 2¼ inches, just so you know what my spine size is. But again, you can incorporate any box that you have. You can just make more or less signatures for your journal. Okay, so we are going to start by cutting the box to size. So I want my journal to be 9 by 6. I think that is the normal standard size. Since I'm going to be using my paper that measures 8.5 by 11 that I print out. So I am just going to start by doing a cut with my scissors, taking out the sides of this box just so it's easier to fit on the paper cutter. And just take this whole thing out, and then I'm also going to take this out, and don't worry about this being straight or anything because we are going to cut this again. And I'm just making it flat. All right, okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to just cut here. This is the piece that you want to even out with. Like this side right here is straight, so I'm gonna use that as a guide, and I'm just gonna randomly cut anywhere here to start. And then from here, I am going to go 9 inches. I'm actually gonna do it this way. 9 inches here. Okay. And now both of these sides are straight. And then we are going to cut 6 inches here, but you are going to measure from the side of your spine. So I am actually gonna open this up. And I am going to open this up and put the side of my spine at 6 inches. And I'm going to cut right there. And then I'm going to turn this around and use this other side of my spine and cut at 6 inches again. Okay, so now we have the base. Super easy. It's already there for you. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cover that with the lace. So before we cover with the lace, if you are using this material, you will put it right now here. You glue it straight into your cardstock. If you are not using this material, you can skip that step and just cover this with white cardstock, which I'll be doing too. So I'm just going to add some fabric tack glue. And I'm not sure the name of the material. I mean, it's quilted fabric, but it has a particular name to it because it was quite difficult for me to find on like Amazon. I know Joann's has it online, so yeah, maybe you guys already know what I'm talking about. And I'm just gonna continue to add my fabric glue, and we are going to stitch this over. So you know, this is just to hold it in place, just like that. And then I'm going to trim all around. I have the base cover on this material. Now I went to look for some fabric to put on my spine, and I found this on my stash that I of course forgot I had, and I love it. So I think I'm actually going to be wrapping the whole journal into that fabric instead. And I'm just gonna cut a piece, let's see, large enough here to use on my spine. So when I do my cover, before I do the whole cover, I like to stitch in my signatures. And before I stitch the signatures, I like to have the spine cover on the inside, so it looks, you know, so it doesn't look like a box. So here we go. So if you're not using this material here, like I said, just go ahead and cover your box with some white cardstock. So now I'm just gonna add some fabric tack here on my spine again, and I'm just gonna do it both sides and just place this right on the center, just like that. And then I'm going to take out the excess again. Okay, put this on the side right now and work on this signature. So this collection has different tags and elements that we can use for the whole journal. So right now I'm just going to separate the pages. So I'm going to put those to the side. So what I'll do now is put the pages together back to back. As you can see, I print this on regular printer paper, and you know, so then the back is white. So I do it because I like to put them back to back, and then it gives it the perfect texture. I don't like doing my pages on cardstock paper for journaling. And then also you could make pockets out of these. So if you just glue the bottoms and the tops, you can make these into a pocket, or you can glue the whole thing. And I don't want to make it into a pocket this time. I think I'm just gonna glue the whole page, and that way the paper will be stronger as well. So I'm just going to put them together. Sorry about that. And see, back to back. And then I'm going to trim around this white border that you get from printing. So I'm just gonna take them out, and I take them out together, that way the page is even, because sometimes when we glue them back to back, you know, we don't do exact the corners, and you know, so it doesn't look even. So might as well glue them first and then cut it. So now I have my page ready, and this of course we are going to fold in half. Move that over here, and that will be one of our journal pages, like that. So I am going to do the same with the remaining of my pages, and I'll be right back. So I am done with these design pages, and now we are going to use our coffee paper. Now you don't have to use these, you can use any paper you want. You can use magazines, books, I mean just whatever you can put into your junk journal. My journals, I kind of always like them to have a theme, so they're not really junky. but you can combine anything you have. So I'm just going to fold maybe 3, 1, 2, 3, how many I have here, 4 together, and I'm just going to make it right in half. And then I'm going to just start making the booklets. Now you will see that my pages, my coffee dye pages, are bigger than the design papers because we did cut these out. I actually like it because you can see a little bit of the burn from the oven, and I don't mind it, so I'm not gonna be trimming these pages. You could trim these ones to fit here, but then you'll be losing all these beautiful marks from the oven, so I want to keep mine. So I'm going to make some booklets. Now I put 4 here, and then I'll probably do another one. I'm going to do, this collection comes with the designs and then some lined paper, so I'm going to do lined paper on the center, and I'm just going to continue building like this. Okay, so now I'm going to use some of the envelopes from the collection. As you can see, these bundles come with everything you really need to make your journals. So you can pass these through your scan and die machines, I think, and they will cut them for you. But I'm just going to go ahead and cut these by hand. Okay, so I have the envelopes cut out, and so now I'm just going to fold and make the shape of the envelopes, just like this. But I'm not going to glue these down. These envelopes are going to be on the center of each signature to kind of cover the stitches. So before we glue them down, we're going to stitch them first. So, but I do like to put them together, that way I know which way it's going to go on, you know, the stitch side. So this is going to be the opening side of the envelope, which means this part here is what is going to be on the center of the signature. So always be careful how you put your envelopes. You don't want to glue, you know, stitch the wrong side. Okay, so now I'm actually going to put this line paper on the center. You know, we have 4, so I'm gonna do 2, then that paper, and then 2, and I'm going to place this right here like that. I'm gonna keep it open, and I'm gonna just put 1 on the side, and I'm gonna do the same here with all of these. Okay, so I have the 4 signatures ready to be added into the book. I want to make sure that my signatures are distributed evenly on my spine. I don't worry too much about the up and down where I put the stitches, because they will be covered with this envelope, and they will be covered on the back with the fabric. But so to make sure that I have them even sideways spaced out, I'm going to mark with my pencil here on the top. I'm going to find where my signature starts. So it's right here, right? So I'm just going to pencil mark here and pencil mark here. And don't worry about these pencil marks, because that is going to be covered. And then, like I said, my spine measures 2 1/4. So I'm just going to mark at 1/2 inch for my first signatures, 1 inch, 1 1/2, and 2. Okay, just to make it easy. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just gonna flip this around. Again, I'm going to find where my box bends and pencil mark and pencil mark. And then I go and do the same thing. Here we go. I have the marks at the beginning, then I have 1/2, 1 1/2, and 2, and the last mark at the end. And you can accommodate that to whatever dimension you have on your spine of your box. Just make sure you distribute it onto 4 parts. Okay, so now I'm ready to add the pages into my book. I have my needle ready with my thread. I have a paper clip that we will need, and my little handy tool to poke holes. So I'm gonna open this up right down the center, hold this, and then I want to line up the centerpiece of each signature to the lines that I did on the side. So I'm going to line that one there and here. So I don't know if you could see my little pencil marks on the side, but that's where I have them. And then I'm gonna hold on my paper here, make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. Center it again. Okay, so now I'm going to place my envelope right there in the center, and I'm going to poke 3 holes. And I'm gonna make sure the holes are within the envelope because I want to cover the stitching. So I'm going to do 1 there, 1 on the center, and I'm poking all the way through my cereal box, and then 1 on this side, just like this. Now you can see the little holes, and I'm gonna start on the center, and I'm gonna go in like that and pull, 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 pull. Now I'm going to make sure I know where this hole is, and you can see my little pointy tool peeking out right there. So that is where I'm going to put mine. So I'm just kind of gonna push it out of the way. See it right there? So that's where I'm going to put my needle through, just like that. And then I'm just gonna make sure it comes out from the other side. Okay, now I'm just gonna pull, pull, pull. Whoops, don't pull too much. And now I'm going to go on the 3rd one, and I keep moving this around so it's easier to see, but it's the one on the bottom. And then I go through that one right there, and I come out on the other side. Let's make sure everything, you want to keep that out of the way, and there you go. Okay, so now I'm going to go back here and go onto the center again. So you can go on the same hole, or you can make a new hole. I think I did a new one here, and there you go. So now we have this. I'm gonna trim that out, and then you want to make sure that you have the two ends. So one of the ends needs to go on the other side of the center, and then you're gonna tie it. Okay, and then I'm just gonna trim these out, and now I'm ready to close my envelope. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue right here and right there, just like that. And then we close this down, and here we go. So now we have the first signature added, and we are going to do the same with the next ones. Okay, so now we have all the signatures added into the book, and as you can see, they look pretty even. I mean, it's not perfect by any way. Now on the back, it's definitely not perfect, but these stitches will be covered by the fabric. If you are doing your stitches outside of your fabric, then you definitely probably need to measure up and down so they're all even. Now I'm going to cover this journal with my fabric. I'm going to cut my fabric piece, so probably about an inch away from the edge of the book, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is just simply glue the sides. Okay, so I am basically done with the base here, and I decided to add a little doorknob on the front as a closure. So I think I'm gonna just put it here in the center. So I'm just gonna make a hole right there, and I am going to pass this through the inside, and then we're gonna just screw this in there. And this is a Tim Holtz doorknob. Here we go. So make sure it's nice and strong in there. And on the other side, I'm going to add this little elastic lace. So I'm just gonna make it like a loop and glue it. Now make sure that it's not too long. So let's see if I glue it right here. I want to make sure it goes all the way around, but also it's not too loose or too long. So, and finally I'm just going to add some cardstock to secure the binding in place on both sides. Okay, so I went ahead and I stitched this part here to hold on to my closure so it's not coming out, and it's a very soft stitch as you can see. And then I'm just going to now add these cardstock pieces on the back and the front inside covers to finish up the journal. So the journal is basically finished, you know, so it's almost there, but I always like to embellish it a little bit more. So I am going to be using some of the cutouts from the collection. I'm going to fussy cut them out. I'm also going to bring out some lace and trims and just continue to embellish the journal. So we are done with our journal. I hope that you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you gave it a try. I'm going to leave the link to Dreamz Etc on the description box down below, where you can download this beautiful collection. Also, I'm going to do a separate video just showing you the final walkthrough of the journal. If you like this tutorial, make sure to subscribe for many more fun projects. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.